In your work with Techniques Girls, what has been like roughly the mix of scholarships versus paid tuition when
So
your clients come to you?
we started Technics Girls 2013, and all our beneficiaries were on scholarship. All the girls that took part in the Techniques Girls program, it was paid for. So we would sort of engage with corporate sponsors, or engage with individual donors, or take some money from our for-profit ventures to support these girls. That was like a big chunk of our operations, and we needed to find more sustaining ways, right? Because, like I said, I'm just generally not very good at asking for stuff. So
I'm feeling that already.
so we just needed to find more ways of sustaining. So what happened was with Shonko Academy, we thought one of our other challenges with Techniques Girls was we would have these amazing workshops, train the girls, 6 weeks. The girls would learn a new skill, but then we would come with our devices, right? And then leave. We would do post-evaluation after 6 months. It was as if nothing happened. You would go back, speak to the same girls that were so enthusiastic and so, so engaging and had learned so many things. And then you would ask, oh, what is HTML? What is this? And then we'd be looking at you like you never met them.
What was the cause of
The cause is when a community doesn't know what an empowered girl looks like, it's a problem. When she goes back home with a voice and a presence, because that spells like this girl will not know her place.
Bossy.
She's going to be bossy. Or, if we had some parents who thought like the girls were doing internet fraud because they didn't understand what the girls are doing behind the computers. We had some parents who thought that the girls are not going to find husbands because if they are spending so much time in front of the computer, how would they meet a man? When online dating is a whole new world now. So, I mean, but
strategic ones are also available.
And then we had some communities that just didn't understand, that if the girl's mother sells fish in the market, her grandmother sells fish in the market, what's the girl going to do? Sell fish in the market. So all this, it just felt like we were working in a sieve, right? Because we were putting all this time, these resources, this energy, only to see short-lived results, So it's great for articles, right? It's great for news hooks, but long-term impact. And to see a girl successful from point 0 to 100 is a journey, right? So if there are injections of, skill or hope, it doesn't mean that she will still get to where she needs to get to. There still needs to be more that happens, right? So we thought, okay, we were offering mentorship, we were offering all these things, but we still needed to guide and handhold in a society that is patriarchal, right? So our thought process was like, why don't we start an academy just for girls, right? So that they would have access to the devices, because you can't learn to code without a laptop, right? Or some type of device. And if we take the devices away, how do you practice? If you don't practice,
coding without practice is really hard.
Exactly. And then we needed to create a safe space where we could keep reinforcing the message, because if the girl empowering, mentoring, encouraging,
pep talks,
it's a process. It's a process. So it's not enough to just tell the girl one day that, look, you are more than what you think you are. You are going to be great, and that's it. She'll come back tomorrow with the same loss of hope, because when she went home, her dad was like, you are going to be a fishmonger. That's your destiny. So
and you're going to marry by 25.
You are going to marry by 25. That's your destiny.
Right.
So we felt that that was what we were going to do. Set up this academy, give the girls access to the devices. Sort of monitor their progress, and also be able to create opportunities. Because then the other question is, after skills development, what happens next? If she doesn't have opportunities for internships, for jobs, to be able to maybe even start something, then what's the point, right? So when you look at long-term impact, there are several things that you have to look at. So it's not, you look at what you are bringing to the table, but you also see what else can you do so that the impact is far-reaching, so that, okay, I took a girl who knew nothing about technology, I've now taught her how to code. She can build like amazing websites. She can build amazing mobile apps. But
now she needs the confidence.
Now she needs, even after, exactly. So after you've given her the confidence, what does she do? she must have either an avenue to get a job or start a job.
Right.
Right. So those are the two different avenues, and
And
you
she
need
probably
to.
might not fit immediately well into workplace because she comes across as this very self-confident woman.
So you need to also
Probably
figure
starting her
out
own company.
exactly. You need to figure out how do you support her. There was one of our mentees who we supported, and she was in this. So it was one of our places that we worked was a slum in Accra, and she went to this Islamic senior secondary school, and she was vocal and she would answer questions, and she was bullied, because the seniors here was a junior that had found her voice, and the seniors were like very.
So this is like 10th grade to 12th grade
Exactly.
that you're talking about.
Exactly.
Okay.
So here she was like, very vocal, and the seniors were intimidated, and, they used to bully her. And so we helped her relocate and get a full scholarship to a better school,
Awesome.
that appreciates a girl who knows her worth and all of that. But you need to be able to create those avenues so that the impact is, far-reaching. So with Techniques Girls, so with the academy, we thought that is another way we can also generate revenue, right? Because we have been getting requests from parents who can afford the classes. So we said, why don't we open up this model where
It's not for the just
Exactly.
people that want the scholarships, but a mix of
a
people
mix,
that
a
can
mix,
pay.
a mix. So we have those who can pay, and then we subsidize some of that cost to offer more scholarships to those who can pay.
I see.
And I feel like the mix also takes children out of the bubble, The privilege bubble doesn't allow you to see the world besides the lens that you see the world in.
Got you.
Everybody,
So
exactly,
Ghanaian
the rich
kids
Ghanaian kids,
get to
exactly,
mix
interact
with,
and mix,
oh, she can't even probably get lunch today, but today we are sharing a coding workshop.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I felt that mix would also add something to, the perspectives of children, so that they are not growing up thinking that just because taking their privilege for granted, or thinking that everybody lives like them, right? Because it's easy to think, oh, everybody around you is driving a fancy car, has, is living a certain lifestyle.
Someone posted on Facebook recently that he was living here and he went back to Ghana for a holiday, and he was like, the cars that he was seeing on the streets, is this Ghana?
Exactly. So
the Rolls Royce. So definitely there are people that are very privileged.
Very privileged. And I think those very privileged people may not see the world, even me, because I think for me, working in corporate Ghana, I didn't really understand what happened past corporate Ghana. I would only see some people begging on the streets every now and then, and this was my perception of how, till I came and then realized that I'm in a very extremely privileged minority, even as a middle class, Ghanaian. So for upper class Ghanaians and for their children, I thought it would also give them the opportunity to interact with other kids from different walks of life. I think that adds value to, one's life experience.
I definitely see how that synergy could create more positivity.